Up first this evening, the Prime Minister Andrew Holness has added his voice to the saga surrounding the future of Puerto Bueno Mountain in St. Ann. Speaking at the official opening of the Ministry of Labour's office in St. Ann, Mr. Holness sought to explain why the government overturned a decision rejecting an application for a mining and quarrying license for the area. But residents living in the vicinity of the area are convinced the consequences will be grave.
Bengal Discovery Bay St. Ann, a community sandwiched between the mountains and the sea. For the people living here, it's paradise. But given recent developments, they fear the lush flora and fauna of a section of the mountain will be no more.
We will fight this as far as we can.
These residents are in battle mode. They're fighting to preserve the sanctity of the area. It's a hurdle they thought they jumped back in May when an application for a mining and quarrying license was turned down by the National Conservation Authority. It's also a battle they'd been fighting for more than a decade. The people took us back to 2001 when mining was being done for construction of the North Coast Highway. Our drone captured the scars in the mountain.
The local people objected strenuously. They lived right across from it. And when it was discovered it had no permits, not even an application, it took them 7 years to shut it down.
At the heart of the fight, government's decision to overturn the NRCA ruling, even though it was concluded that the quarry will have a major impact on the environment, air quality, and public health. Bengal appealed and won. Prime Minister Andrew Holness spoke about the process at a function in St. Ann today. Mr. Holness insists all the issues for and against the project were considered. He's satisfied that Bengal Development is able to meet all the conditions to operate in the area.
They have to put up a performance bond. They have to hire botanists and other technical experts to relocate any species that is considered in need of protection. They have to put in place a significant buffer zone to mitigate against noise, dust from wind.
But the residents are not convinced.
There's no way you can operate a quarry with no dust. Now, again, we're told that they're going to mitigate it, but we don't believe any of that.
They point to the air pollution from bauxite, which continues to affect many communities in Discovery Bay. Water pollution is also possible.
The issues of air pollution remain with us despite the fact that there are laws and monitoring agencies who ought to be able to do their jobs and mitigate against these issues.
The porous limestone is a way of filtration for water. It gets into our river systems and out to sea. If they're to mine an area with porous limestone, and you can see it in the denial letter as well, it's going to cause significant leaching into the rivers as well as into the ocean.
In a release Wednesday, Jamaica World, the parent company of Bengal Development, stated that the property is approximately 569 acres, and of that, only 123 acres is being proposed to be quarried. So what of the other 443 acres?
The development plan is not just on mining, and that was also very important. It is a wider development plan.
Jamaica World says its ultimate goal is to develop the property for eventual residential, commercial, ecotourism, and clean energy development. But back to mining.
There's a picture in our newspapers of that beautiful bluff as you are driving along the North Coast Highway. The mining will not affect that. And indeed, the mining will be behind that. It will not be visible.
The Prime Minister went further.
The truth is, friends, that mining is one of the economic drivers of the country. It is. And we have to consider it, but we have to consider it in such a way as to preserve the environment.
This
obviously is being pushed from above by people just who have no concept of the value of an priceless ecological asset such as the dry limestone forest ecosystem at Porto Bueno Mountain. They just don't get it.